I hope you got it. So with the help of this extended partition, what we are doing, we are trying to creating logical drive. And to create the logical drive plus 4 GB logical drive added. What type of logical drive it is? Linux logical drive, right? Then how we need to convert Linux to Linux LVM. How to convert? T is option. So T is option. Then 8E is a code, X code. Sorry, fifth partition. Fifth partition, and then 8E is a code. So now Linux to Linux LVM. I hope you got it, guys. Yes, no? How to convert the partition? It's a mandatory. Without also we can do, but in a proper way you need to convert, right? So we are converting Linux to Linux LVM. Then what we need to do next? W to save. Then part probe to update the partition table with kernel. Kernel, it is going to update the partition table. It will use all the partitions now. If you want, you can check fdisk-l. See how many partitions we have. Total 5 partition. So leave about SDA1 and SDA2. So SDA3 our partition. Just now we did. SDA4 extended, SDA5 logical drive. So if you need to check if you want size of your, I hope you got it, guys. So logical drive is a standard. Logical volume, we are going to increase, we are going to reduce the size of logical volume. Both are different. Logical drive is different, logical volume is different. As of now, we are discussing about logical volumes. LV. Got it, guys? I hope you're clear. Right? According to this diagram, we need to convert SDA3 into PV. SDA3 into physical volume. How to convert? Let's see. So now we are converting SDA3 into PV. It's very simple command. So if you want, you can make a note, or otherwise you can remember permanently into your brain, right? Because it's very easy command, guys. We need to create PV, right? Physical volume, right? Command is PV create, simple. So are you feeling any difficulty here? It's very easy to remember, right? PV create is a command. Then DEV SDA3. We are converting DEV SDA3 into physical volume. Got it, guys? I hope you're clear. Yes means status. Then hit enter. How many physical volumes we have as of now? SDA2 physical volume. While we are trying to installing the operating system at the time, SDA2 it got created before we discuss, right? So no need to bother about SDA2. It belongs to operating system. Just now we did SDA3. SDA3 is a physical volume name. There is no volume group with this physical volume. So what type of attributes? All the attributes it's having. And size, P size means physical volume size. Total 2 GB. P free means physical volume free size is a 2 GB. Just we created one partition called SDA3. We converted that SDA3 into physical volume. I hope you got it, guys. If you want, you can use PV display also. PV display is a command. DEV SDA3. Then hit enter. So you are going to get the detailed information about your physical volume. If you want, you can use PVS. If you want, you can use PV display. PV display slash DEV SDA3. So DEV SDA3 is a physical volume name, and there is no volume group. Size 2 GB. So remember P. I'll tell you what is P. Don't worry, okay? And this is a UUID, Universal Unique ID. Each and every device is having one universal unique ID to identify the device. I hope you got it, guys. Yes, no. What about online? So PV create, PVS, PV display. Now according to this diagram, we are trying to creating this one VG with the help of this PV, right? So command VG create, simple. VG create is a command, right? VG name. So any name you can give your wish. I'm trying to providing my underscore VG. You can give any name, your department name also you can give, it's not a problem. Ops VG, Dev VG, database VG, like that you can give whatever if you want, you can give your wish. So I have given my underscore VG is a VG name. Now we are trying to creating this VG with the help of this PV. Simple syntax. VG create is a command. So VG name my underscore VG and PV name PVSDA3. Got it, guys? So VG create is a command. VG name space PV name. Our VG name is my underscore VG. I'm trying to creating this VG with the help of this PV. According to this diagram, we are creating this VG with the help of this PV. PV name DVSDA3. Got it, guys? Clear? Yes, no? VG create, VG name, PV name. Then hit enter. See. My underscore VG successfully created. My underscore VG successfully created. How we need to verify? VGS simple. Volume group status. Before we use PVS, right? Physical volume status. Now we are using VGS. Volume group status. Then hit enter. How many volume groups we have? 2. So RHCl it belongs to operating system. Already we discussed before. Right? So RHCl it belongs to operating system. It having 1 PV, 3 LVMC. 3 LVMs means root, swap, home. Root, swap, home. So just now we did this my underscore VG. My underscore VG is a VG name and it having 1 PV. What is a PV name? DVSDA3. Right? There is no LVMs. There is no snapshots. Here I'm not going to cover about snapshots. LVM I'm going to cover now. Right? And then total VG size 2 GB and free also 2 GB. I hope you got it, guys. Yes, no? Right. So if you want, you can use VG display also. If you need detailed information about your VG display, my underscore VG, then hit enter. VG name, my underscore VG. So, logical volume format version 2. Metadata area, meta sequence area, it having read and write permission, resizable permission. See the total size of VG, 2 GB. Guys, remember this one. PE stands for physical extents. I will tell you what is physical extent. Don't worry, give me some time. So PE stands for physical extents, right? By default, physical extent size 4 MB. By default, physical extent size is a 4 MB. Remember, okay? I'll tell you later about physical extents. Exactly what is the use of this physical extents. Clear? So 4 MB. So now we are trying to creating LVMs, logical volume management, LVM. How to create LVM? Now we are going to discuss. LV create is a command. Simple, guys. PV create, VG create, LV create. So LV logical volume create. So LV create hyphen capital L means length of your physical volume. How much size we need to provide. According to this diagram, I have given 400 MB. So the total size 2 GB. From 2 GB, I'm trying to creating 400 MB logical volume. Got it, guys? So now we are trying to creating 400 MB logical volume. Then hyphen N means name. 400 MB length. Hyphen small n means name. If you want to give hyphen name also, it's not a problem, right? And then my underscore LV is our logical volume name. We are trying to creating logical volume with the help of volume group according to this diagram. So this logical volume we are creating with the help of this VG. So VG name is my underscore VG. LV name is my underscore LV. I hope you got it. Then hit enter. Logical volume my underscore LV. It got created. Let's check LVS command. How many logical volumes we have? 4. Because 3 it belongs to operating system. Root, home, swap. Those 3 it belongs to operating system. No need to bother. Just now we did one logical volume called LV. My underscore LV. We did with the help of my underscore VG and attributes. The size of the LV is 400 MB. I hope you got it, guys. So LV display also you can give. So LV display, then see guys, your LVM, this is your path you need to store the data. DEV, my underscore VG, my underscore LV. We should not format DEV SDA3. We need to format this one. I hope you got it guys. We should not format this one. DEV SDA3. We need to format DEV, my underscore LVG, my underscore LV. This one. Here we need to store the data. This is our logical volume. Right? So logical volume name, my underscore LV. Volume group name, my underscore VG. And UUID, read and write permission will have our host name. When we did this one, timestamp, and it's available status. We can store the data. Total size 400 MB. LE stands for logical extents. PE stands for physical extents. Right? So LE size how much? 100. 100 into 4, how much? 400. Means our logical volume size, how you are going to get? Logical volume into volume. అర్థం కావట్లేదు కదా, లేట్గా వచ్చారు కొంచెం లైట్గా ముందు. PE means physical volume. PE means physical volume, not you. I'm asking about offline. Into LE, physical extents into logical extents. Physical extent size how much? Physical extent size how much? 4 MB, right? So physical extent size 4 MB. Logical extent size 100 MB. 100. 100 into 4 how much? 400 MB logical volume. Means, for example, assume this is 400 MB logical volume. This is 400 MB logical volume, right? In this 400 MB logical volume, we have 4 chunks. We have 4 chunks. Chunks means logical parts. Each chunk size is 100 MB. Like that, how many chunks we have? 4 chunks we have. Got it guys? Each chunks. Got it now? So clear? I hope you got it guys. Each chunk size is 100. Like this, how many chunks? 4 chunks. Total logical volume size 400 MB. Those are logical parts. Inside our chunk means small parts inside our hard disk. Clear now? So I hope you got it exactly. What is PE into LE? PE means physical extents. By default size 4 MB. So actually we provided 400 MB logical volume size. So that's why LE size automatically it did 100. 100 into 4, 400. Right guys? Okay. Right. So got it guys? Yes, no? So now what we're doing? We need to store the data. How to store the data? First step. Yesterday what we did? Day before yesterday. We need to assign the file system. How to assign the file system? mkfs. mkfs is a command. Make file system is a command. -t. Guys, I'm not using xfs. I am using ext4. Why? I'll tell you. XFS having one drawback. We can increase, but we are unable to reduce the size. Got it guys? Means we are unable to shrink. We are unable to reduce the size in XFS. but we can increase the size. We can increase the size like your EBS snapshot. How many of you know about EBS snapshots? EBS snapshot, guys, can we increase the size? Okay, leave about snapshot. For example, you attach EBS 10 GB volume to your instance. Now I need to increase 10 to 20 GB. Can we increase? Can we reduce 10 to 9 GB? Same. अभी समझ में आ गया? Right? We are unable to reduce 10 to 5 GB, 10 GB minimum. What you have provided 10 GB by default, you need to give 10 GB. Otherwise, you can increase 10 to 12 GB, 12 to 13, 13 to 20, like that. But you are unable to reduce 10 to 9 GB, like that. We are unable to reduce. Like the same way in XFS. Like the same way in XFS. XFS file system doesn't have shrink option. Means we are unable to reduce the size. We can increase the size, but we are unable to reduce the size. Got it, guys? So that's why what I'm doing for practical session, I'm performing ext4. In ext4, we can increase the size as well as we can reduce the size of your logical volume without losing file system. And now you need to ask one doubt, sir, latest file system is XFS. Doubt भी मैं ही पूछ रहा हूँ, आंसर भी मैं दे रहा हूँ. So latest file system is XFS. So if you are using XFS, then how we need to reduce the size? First you need to get the snapshot backup, then delete the entire volume manually, then create small volume, and then recover the data from the snapshot. That is option will have, that's it. In AWS Hub we are performing like the same. Got it? But in ext4 it's not like this. You can reduce, you can increase. You can reduce, you can increase. So that's why I'm using ext3. Then hit enter. See, guys, how to verify whether the file system it got assigned or not? Yes, guys, how we need to verify whether the file system it got assigned or not? Yes, guys, plkid command, right? Dev my underscore vg my underscore lv. See, clear? So ext4 file system we assigned, right? So now we need to create a mount point. I'll do one thing. I'm trying to creating one directory on top of the desktop with the help of the I think we'll have one directory, right? No need to bother. On top of the dir1 we'll have, right? So I'm going to use this dir1. So to create a mount point, mount is a command /dev my underscore vg my underscore lb instead of dev sda3. We should not provide sda3. With the help of sda3 we did logical volume, that is dev my underscore vg my underscore lb. Then home student desktop dir1. Point at the time how it's looking like as a hard disk. Now how it's looking like as a dvd drive. Yes, no? DVD drive means logical volume we can increase and we can reduce the size. So let's see, guys, here. Let's check the df-capital th. See. So this is a logical volume. Type ext4. How much size? Approximately 400. So 1% utilized, and where it got mounted? Home, student, desktop, dir1. Go to cd, home, student, desktop, dir1. Now we are trying to creating few files and directories inside this one. Guys, don't bother about this one, last place found. In ext4 it will visible because of to take the backup. Okay, so now we are trying to creating few files, file 1 to file 4, and we are trying to creating few directories, dir1 to dir4. Let's check the list. We have few files and directories, right? So now what I'm doing, I'm rebooting. What will happen if you reboot? Mr. Sivakrishna, where you will have the problem? If you attend the session lately and if you miss the starting points, then always you are going to feel difficult. And what about remaining people? Are you feeling same? Apart from Sivakrishna, who have the problem, raise your hands. Where you'll have the problem, tell me. Kumar and who's that guy? Bahadur Khan. I think new people, right? New peoples only, na? I didn't find those both the names every day, right? So